Glad you're up with us here on 13 Sunrise. Maybe a little bit sleepier this morning if you stayed up to watch the game, or maybe you've got a little more pep in your step if you're a Michigan fan.
Now, why are those games so late? I'm talking to you. I mean, it's so crazy. Actually, I saw a headline that was asking that question. Unfortunately, I didn't read the article.
You wrote the article?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. But welcome in here on your Tuesday. We're so glad you're with us, whether you're coming in and you enjoyed all the festivities or if this is your home base. We are very cold this morning.
And if you're about to head out this morning, maybe you do have to catch a flight out of town. No delays weather-wise, at least. We're nice and clear today.
Yeah, nice and quiet. Just cool.
Yeah.
Today's the coolest day of the week, but if you can get through today, the rest of the week, honestly, looks pretty good.
All right.
Some 70s are going to be
word
back
for
here
it.
shortly. Exactly. Hey, we've got freeze alerts in effect. Freeze warning in the purple color, that includes Indianapolis. Temperatures are dropping this morning down to some low 30s, and I do think we'll get some 20s here shortly. Our coldest time of the morning is typically closer to about 8:30 or so this time of year. So we still have about 2.5 hours to go. We're right there at 30 in Kokomo, Sharpsville. It's 30 right now in Logansport, 31 in Monticello. It is 33 in Muncie. Good morning, a lot of 30s, just barely above freezing through the Indianapolis area. It's 34 in Fishers and in Eagle Creek, 36. Good morning in Brownsburg, 34 in Newcastle, Cambridge City, and right there at freezing in Richmond. Rushville 34, and now we've dropped to the 30s in Lawrence County, 39 in Bedford. But you factor in that light northeast wind, it does feel like it's below freezing this morning. So maybe add an extra layer or two, and you may want to keep it around today because it will feel cooler pretty much all day long with that light northeast wind. We'll get to the 40s. The problem is, though, as that light north wind continues, it'll feel more like the upper 30s, low 40s pretty much all day. Right now, we do have a few extra high clouds coming on in. These rain showers and snow showers you see are dangerously close, but they are being ripped apart and they're not all reaching the ground. But coming up, we're going to talk about your dry but cool day, and we'll let you know when our next chance of rain will be and our next chance for a warm front to finally thaw things out. Lindsay, you've got some big backups you're watching.
Yeah, we got an issue here on the northwest side. We have a complete closure of I-65 northbound in between I-865 and Whitestown Parkway. So this is looking north from I-865. You can see up the way, that's where we've got that issue, and traffic basically just stuck on the interstate and off of that RAM system from 865. I'll show you a different view. This is down that I-65 corridor. This is actually closer to 82nd Street. Again, traffic is just not moving, so the entire northwest side is really starting to back up. This is what we know. This is a complete closure. It looks like in between 65 northbound 865 and then Whitestown Parkway. The backup has now grown to about 5 miles and will continue to grow as traffic is just not moving. So I would recommend the alternate route of utilizing Lafayette Road, where that becomes Indianapolis Road, and then you can re-enter 65 northbound right there at Whitestown Parkway. Big issue there on the northwest side. We will continue to keep you updated.
A sea of blue and yellow overnight as the celebrations in Michigan for the Wolverines after they win their second ever national championship. Fans excited. As we've talked about, it's Michigan's first title in 37 years.
The point guard Elliot Cadeau led the Wolverines with 19 points, and he was named the most outstanding player of the Final Four. We're seeing the celebrations there in Ann Arbor, but you didn't have to see them very far in downtown Indianapolis if you were around.
We saw them as we were coming in. They were going to bed. Well, a lot of celebrations. They'll continue, we know, in Ann Arbor, but here in Indianapolis, it's time to clean up.
Yeah, many fans are heading out of our city today. Anna Chalker is live this morning from Lucas Oil Stadium. And surprisingly, a lot of energy even this early this morning. Anna, good morning.
Oh, the Wolverine fans are more awake than I am this morning. They probably haven't slept, actually. We've seen a lot of them leaving their hotels, coming out. They probably have early flights they have to catch or just want to hit the road to get out to Ann Arbor. But Lucas Oil Stadium, it's still shining bright this morning. And the Michigan Wolverines, they can turn off the navigation because the road has ended. They got that national championship title they've been waiting for so many years to get, and you couldn't miss the fans downtown flooding the area, the maize and blue all over the city. They were just many of the over 70,700 fans inside the stadium during the game. And they tell us, even though they had to wait since 1989 for that win, it really was all worth it.
I'm feeling awesome. Only school to get the national championship, college football era. I was at the national championship and this championship, both for basketball and football.
Congrats to Michigan. Great guys. They did a fantastic job, and that's what hard work accomplishes.
We really saw that hard work all season long. Those are some seasoned fans, and that last guy, he's a new fan. He was only a fan last night because he told us he put money on the game. So hopefully he could stick with the Wolverines here for a little bit. But this weekend in total, the city is expecting around $400 million in impact from this. So coming up, we'll share a little bit more on that. And now that cleanup has started and we're ready to get the city back to normal, we'll kind of show you where everything is going to go, because there might not be enough storage units to put all the decorations and everything up.
You are right, Anna, but wow, what a presentation by the city of Indianapolis. The volunteers and all the organizers really must be proud this morning. Thanks.
Well, today, one of 4 people charged in the shooting of a Tippecanoe County judge and his wife are going on trial. Amanda Millsap is charged with bribery, obstruction of justice, and invasion of privacy. She's accused of offering a $10,000 bribe to the alleged victim of Thomas Moss in a separate case. So take a look at your screen here. There are several people charged in this. Moss was scheduled to go on trial 2 days after Judge Meyer was shot. Blake Smith is accused of buying the gun used in the shooting, and Raylan Ferguson is accused of actually firing the shots. Tippecanoe Superior Court Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kim were both shot in their home in Lafayette on January 18th. According to court records, the shooter knocked on the door and then fired through it as soon as he heard a voice. The judge and his wife both recovered from their injuries.
Last night, the Shelbyville Common Council unanimously approved several agenda items related to a proposed data center. Prologis wants to annex 430 acres near State Road 44, just outside of the city. So the agenda items include establishing a fiscal plan for the annexation and rezoning, plus an economic development agreement. This proposal has had a lot of pushback. Opponents say there are still unanswered questions about water use, environmental impact, and long-term agriculture impacts. Well, gunfire, broken glass, and a note all found outside of a city-county councilor's home Monday morning.
Thankfully, Councilor Ron Gibson and his son weren't hurt, but the threat is raising some pretty serious concerns. Marina Silva is downtown Indianapolis this morning with more on what that note said, plus how that counselor is doing this morning and that message that he has to whoever did this. Good morning.
Well, good morning, ladies. That note said no data centers, and it was found outside with shattered glass after bullets penetrated the home. Now, City County Councilor Ron Gibson, he's been at the center of the data center situation in Martindale-Brightwood. Now, it's now set to go there, and he's been pretty vocal about it. City County Councilor Ron Gibson said about 15 gunshots were fired through the door on Monday morning at about 1 in the morning. Now, the sound of shattered glass woke him up, but he didn't realize what was going on since it was so dark out. He eventually realized once the sun came up, he got his son to school and then called IMPD as to not worry his child. Many people are now taking to social media to justify the shooting in response to the counselor's support for the data center in his district. Counselor Gibson is sending a message to the shooter.
Well, my faith calls me to forgive. I'm a Christian, so I must forgive. I would just ask him why. And my son was at home, so that says a lot about his humanity or her humanity. I don't know if it's a male or female. I don't know who it is, but I would just want to know why.
Counselor Gibson says he's now looking at putting more security measures at his home, like cameras. Now, coming up at 6:30, we're hearing from other counselors who are disturbed, and they say they're disgusted by what happens. So you'll hear from them in just a little bit. Ladies.
And imagine scared, too. That's a really scary thought, Marina. Thank you.